what are you doing after the argument? If she says, oh, you're not doing this enough for me, da-da-da, what are you doing after the argument? If she say, oh, you don't cook, I come home every day, I gotta cook, I gotta clean, da-da-da, she's complaining that she's always tired, and you guys are arguing about that, and she's overwhelmed. What are you doing after the argument?
Get a fucking Red Bull.
Well, the Gemini music.
Over there, Herb?
Something I made for him. I made everybody's drink, but she was late, and I didn't have opportunity to make you one.
I was on time,
so fast in your cup. I couldn't make you one.
That's sugar.
What?
That's sugar.
She did.
Oh, I bet it is, nigga.
What you on the diet?
I'm actually in the gym. I'm trying to.
Okay.
I got goals, baby.
I'm in the
Period.
Nah, this nigga gonna call me.
I do too.
He gonna call me a couple weeks ago talking about, yo, you still smoking? Yeah. You still eating that sugar shit? Yeah. I drink nothing but pure water, nigga.
So y'all real life friends.
That's my motherfucking brother right
So
there.
you ain't telling what the beef was. We've been beefing about this for past month and some change.
Nah, I told him back then. I didn't tell him.
I don't know. Yeah, I've been probably a couple.
Wait. Before we get into that motherfucking beef, we gotta let them know what this is again. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, we ain't
but
got
not yet.
topics.
We got cooking in my
I know.
mouth.
I'm about to give you some music. You know, some little turn up on.
Oh.
What are you doing? Yeah, baby, twerk that bitch.
I will get up.
She ain't shot now. Conservative rap.
Make a nigga pay their head to see it breathe. Hoes get pumped for show, but you ain't know. Feel for the strip, these bitches is on the pole. One on top, up, one down low. And some hoes where they about to take it to the floor. This one for them G's, this one for them bulls that ride them gold D's. Ace and hoes, gonna pull these hoes. Talking about they clothes, you know how it goes. Hit the club just to see a little ass. Every nigga in the club got cash. Smoking weed, sipping, he ain't getting drunk. Pop that pussy and get a nigga crunk. Say them niggas wanna hate, it's all in the game. We gon' make them pop that pussy, yang yang in this thing. Them niggas wanna hate, it's all in the game. We gon' make them pop that pussy, yang yang in this thing. Yang in this thing, yang yang in this thing, yang yang in this thing, yang in this thing. Pop that pussy like it supposed to do. Shake that ass like it that's balloon. Like you pop all eyes on you.
You see it?
I want to hear her.
And we
I'm about to love the picture too. Shit.
We
I'm about to
are.
love the picture too.
We are.
What is this called again?
I said
yeah. Shout out to the first time listeners, last time listeners, all time listeners. We appreciate your listenership and your viewership. And boss, you got any
Microsoft, Apple, Wisconsin, all y'all niggas. Thank you for listening.
I thought we was doing an ad.
I thought it was the animals.
I went to the electronics today.
Okay.
You raised me up a little bit. I'm
gonna go to the deers because while I ride in my neighborhood last night, 2 nights ago, it was about 10 at night, and the motherfucking deers was just staring at me like I ain't belong in my neighborhood. The fuck? I know it's y'all time at nighttime, but still, move the fuck out my way. Shout out to the deers.
But they pay no bills on the property, so they're really visitors.
So listeners,
I'm really low, son.
Wait a second, what are y'all niggas for that?
No,
Turn me up. My headphones.
Why would you, Josh? It was shit.
Tell me to stop, boys. Tell me to stop. Tell me to stop.
Josh, why did you do that?
What?
Tell me to stop, then. You good?
Yes.
You good?
The way he
That nigga said I farted.
Nigga, you sting.
You're welcome.
Tell him that says flowers.
You good? You vibing good?
I'm good.
I can't deal. It's the effort.
Anyway, listeners, you know what I mean? I am that nigga Trance here with Boss J,
Boss J to the
Adriana,
illest,
and we
know what
have
I mean?
2 motherfucking guests with us today, you know what I'm saying? Returning guests. You know what I'm saying? Not only do we have young Herb in here, you know what I'm saying? Herb, you know what I'm saying? Twin City.
I don't hold nothing.
You know what I mean? We got
I live by the Shrek code.
Wait,
at least said
hey, I'm trying to do something.
Oh, my
We
fault.
got Twin City up in here, you know what I'm saying? Sharice up in here, you know. Wait, you got a nickname.
I gotta have
Reese.
a nickname.
No,
Judge,
Reese.
Judge.
Hey, Reese.
I don't really got no nickname.
Judge Sharice.
Niggas address me by my name.
My name is
Or
Judge.
put some respect on it.
Judge, that's Judge.
My name's Sharice.
I know that's
Can we
right.
call you Judge today though?
You call me Judge.
Judge Sharice.
And we
Judge.
also have a flagellation in the building. You know what I'm saying? Apparently over there on that side of the table over there's a flagellation going on. Is that true?
We have
A
beef.
what?
For some reason, there's beef. There's beef.
I can't
He wanted to
believe
join
it.
the club.
I can't
The
believe
fart.
it.
The Fort Club.
I don't
Let
do,
it out.
I don't do well with that.
Hey, look,
shit.
I live by the Shrek code, all right? It's
I ain't-
better out than
was
At
that.
it-
least say excuse me.
I just want to know.
I'm not going to argue with that.
Was it regular or premium?
Can't have
Because
like
Premium.
Oh,
kid
premium.
farts, that's true. But you
93?
can't say it's better
Nigga
out
almost
than
got
in.
up and walked
The
over
sex
that
is
way.
better in.
She said you can't have lightning without the thunder.
Don't worry, I'm going to always get you there.
Can't have
She
lightning without
got
the
it
thunder.
there. Yo.
He said it's better out than in. I said not when you talking about sex.
That's what she getting married.
Mama, mama.
Come on now.
Fuck
Ooh,
with
it's
you guys.
hot, y'all.
I'm
missing my
cold.
business.
What's going
Now I
on,
feel like I
man?
done did something. Why am I
Been a while,
cold?
man.
It's the
been a
month
minute.
freaking.
How long you
liquor.
been?
I'm sweating.
Last time I see you.
You know
Look
what?
at that. I'm sweating.
Probably
I
like a
drink.
year.
That's
I
why
am
it
too.
hit
It's that
me.
liquor.
Like that.
Year.
It's the liquor.
Have
That's
it?
why I'm feeling it.
The drinks tonight are brought to you by Judge Sharice. I made all the drinks except Josh's because he
Facts.
came late.
Facts.
L-E-T-E.
Facts.
L-A-T-E.
NIGGA.
Facts.
Nah, you gotta drop
Hard
the G's
ER
from the
if
C.
you're the persuasion of Caucasian. Nah, man.
Oh my.
If you're below the Mason-Dixon belt, whatever it's called.
If you early, you on time. And if you on time,
That's not diamond.
you're
Late.
late.
Well, guess what?
And if you're late,
see me.
unacceptable.
And if you late, don't even come.
Was that
But not you
considered
because we
CPT?
wanted you here.
Was that CPT time?
I learned that from Coach.
Nah, we not ascribing to no black stereotypes. There is no CP time.
Not doing
Even dick
February.
size?
Not
Not doing Black History Month. We're not doing that.
Even dick size?
Huh?
Not
Even
doing
dick
Black
size?
History Month.
Every black man got a big dick.
During February.
During
You hear
Black
that,
History Month.
Caucasians?
look, and during
You are
February,
with the team.
She said.
black men
And
were
we
the
ain't
first to do
questioning
it.
nobody during Black
you go.
History Month.
Black men were the first to do it. We were the first to breathe air. You hear that about the first one?
Oh, shit.
I mean, come on, think about it long term. Why do you think the beef between whites and blacks started?
Because the blacks are superior?
Because their dicks was bigger.
And they was fucking their bitches, too.
If you think about it in history, every beef, every war, it all boiled down to some pussy. Every time.
Wow. Elaborate.
Every single
Ooh.
time. When you think about men who have beef with each other, when you think about wars, and everybody likes to talk about the surface things, but when you watch these stories and you watch these documentaries, it always boiled down to a bitch.
I fuck with
Always.
Because she right.
Mm-hmm.
I fuck with
Always.
Always. God damn.
Really?
her. I'm with you.
Think about it.
Shit, you gotta think
Think
about
about
this
it.
shit.
Nah, that's real shit.
I never
Think
really
about
realized
it.
that.
Nah, that's real shit. It's always over a bitch.
Always.
Is
It's
it?
My
all,
nigga, it's
no,
always
seriously,
over,
it's
and I'm glad to
always
see a
over
woman-
a bitch.
Saying that because we always say that, but a woman saying that, you know that shit is real.
You right.
You
I stand by
that
it.
is
When
real.
you think,
yo.
think about every beef you ever heard of between niggas. Even if you talk about turf wars, everybody like to say that it's about territory. Oh, he stepped on my territory. No, he fucked his bitch.
Yo, fuck what?
And he mad.
Bitch.
Yo,
Definitely.
that's
Just like
that's real.
where were they at? Was it Memphis? Where was they at? Them 5 black cops that beat that nigga ass.
Come to find out, it was over a girl.
It was
Over
over
a
his
girl.
girl.
Over a
Fuck
bitch
outta
at the
here.
end of the
You
day.
lying.
Yeah,
No,
it
one of the cops.
That shit was over a
he
bitch?
was fucking.
I
He was
lied
with
not.
his girlfriend. Yeah.
Are you serious?
I
The
lied
dude-
not.
The dude that did that too, he smashed some boy's
Was
girl.
it Tyree Nicole?
Nah, get
It was his
Ty-
ex. They wasn't even
Ty-
together.
Nichols
They
or
wasn't
something?
even together. It was an ex.
It was an ex.
So you
Smashed-
mean
But I think he smashed him during the time that they were together.
Regardless,
But
the
still,
nigga
they
got
wasn't even
butthurt.
together no more, and he.
I'm okay if a nigga
Whooped his
smash my
ass.
bitch.
You go with that? I'm gonna be hurt, but
I'm not gonna be
I'm
hurt.
gonna be moved. I
The
gotta move on.
best man win. You smash my bitch. That means she was never my bitch, my nigga. I'm not gonna get mad.
I wouldn't necessarily say that though. I wouldn't necessarily say that
why would you
because
say
Grab a
that?
cookie
I
on
wouldn't
that.
Why you
necessarily.
always guys talk like that? God, let him.
I wouldn't necessarily say that because
men.
men cheating versus women cheating, there's different reasons for those things. Those are two opposite ends of the spectrum. Men cheat in relationships for different reasons for why women cheat.
That is correct.
So somebody saying that they fucked your bitch, usually, and I'm gonna say usually because I'm not gonna act like there aren't thoughts or hoes in this world that just like to spread their legs open and bust it open for a real nigga. I
It's
mean,
over emotions.
that's fine. Women cheat for emotion.
Emotion.
Men cheat off of opportunity It's never about looks. I said it earlier. Men do not cheat for looks.
What do you mean?
Men don't cheat for looks. Men do not cheat for looks. And anytime that a woman finds out that her man cheats
for an ugly chick.
But see, that's the thing. Anytime a man cheats, the first thing a woman is concerned about is what the woman looks like. And that really is of no consequence. It does not mean anything. Because men do not cheat for looks. And you gonna hurt your feelings every time, because most of the time it's always a butter bitch. Like, it's never somebody that is some Instagram model. You know why? Because them bitches is fucking niggas that is in their caliber. Not saying that your nigga's not in their caliber, but they fucking niggas in their caliber. They not looking at your nigga. So, like...
So what is your definition of a man cheating on a woman? Like what do you mean?
Because he want to feel another pussy.
So, this is a thing. Like, sometimes...
she's saying it's not for looks.
It's not for looks.
It's for looks.
It's for opportunity. It's always for opportunity. It's always for opportunity. Because at the end of the day, there are women who don't care about relationships. There's women who don't care about marriage. And they always going to be willing to do that with your nigga just to say that they got to feel like they got one up on the wife or they got one up on the girlfriend. I got your nigga, he not loyal, blah blah blah. All right, you got your pussy wet. What you worried? Like, what are we talking about here? For real. Because in my perspective, from what I bring to the table and the value that I add to my man, ain't no bitch seeing me. I'm not naive to think that there's not another bossed up woman in this world. That would be crazy for me to say that. You ain't never gonna find another bitch like me. You not gonna find another me. That's all I can say to somebody. You might find somebody like me. It's very possible. It's very likely. Like, but you're not going to find another me. That's what it comes down to. It does not matter who this nigga lays with at the end of the day. Outside of our relationship, she's not going to be me. I don't need to know nothing about this girl at the end of the day. For real. Because what value can she add to me? What am I going to get from having a conversation with a girl that slept with my nigga? I know what the dick's like, baby. You're not telling me anything. Okay? I know this man on another level more than anybody. Like, so you can't tell me anything about this nigga. This nigga would have to tell me what he cheated for, because that bitch has no value to add to me or no information to give me. So it's never.
So you don't hold it based on with the woman. You hold it based on with the man.
I think accountability goes across the board. But at the end of the day, if he did not value the relationship, if he didn't give me the respect, how do I expect somebody else to reflect that respect for me if my man is not going to do it?
Especially as bitches out here that don't give.
It's not on her at the end of the day. Unless my man cheats with my sister, my cousin, my friend, somebody who knows that I will make it go chitty chitty bang bang, and my toolie go bop bop, like pew pew pew. Okay, big bow. Okay, because I'm legit licensed to carry, and if I show y'all the picture on my concealed carry license, I look like a bitch with guns. Okay.
Look at mine. I wonder what I look like now.
I keep this picture on me. I keep this picture on me regularly to humble me.
Pull that shit out.
I keep this picture on me regularly to humble me, because at the end of the day, I'm a bad bitch. Okay.
Oh, everybody pulling this
shit
out?
I know this about me. I know that I'm not no ugly bitch. I know I'm not no bottom of the barrel bitch. But I keep this picture on me regularly to humble myself. I look like a bitch that carry guns. Okay.
Facts, you do.
You look like
that is not the same person that you're looking at.
You look like a chick that shot 8 niggas.
Okay? Play with your kids. Okay?
God damn.
Take your glasses off.
Take your glasses off.
Are we bombing the Facebook? Is that Facebook? What you got? Facebook. How you doing, Facebook?
Thank God we're friends.
There you go. How you doing?
Hi, Miss Psycho.
I look like a person that do that. So she don't owe me nothing. Not my ex-convict.
Damn, my nigga, we fix that.
You definitely look like ex-convict. Like you
The
just
camera see that.
came straight up with the
Nah,
orange.
don't show them off like that.
nigga.
Don't do that there.
I mean, there's nothing to see.
It looked like he got the orange jumpsuit on, like
like
he came straight out of prison.
Like 6 Sins.
That's his prison mugshot.
Then I became a mechanic, a mailman mechanic. You know what I'm saying?
And ain't nothing wrong with that.
Boy,
Look at this nigga chameleon.
you really look.
But I always stand firmly in that. If the woman is not somebody that I personally know, like it's not my friend, it's not my cousin, it's not a family member, she don't owe me shit. She does not owe me anything. That man owes me the loyalty. He owes me the respect. He owes me the discretion in our relationship.
He owes you a 1.
He owes me that.
How do you when a woman get cheated on by with their significant other with another woman? How do y'all feel? Like, I know how we would feel, but how would y'all?
So
how do
by societally, initially, you feel like it's you. You start questioning little things like, could I have done something different? Did I do something to push this? Like I've had a nigga cheat on me where I really sat there and was like, I know this about you, nigga, because I didn't do shit. I know it's not me. It can't be me. I done gave 150% of myself. It can't be me.
But it's a lack of communication, because whatever a nigga cheat on you for, it's like, damn, you couldn't come talk to me first about it? Like, damn, am I not sucking your dick good enough so you have to go find another bitch to do it?
But I know I'm doing that.
Exactly, but what if you're not doing it to his liking? Because every nigga don't like his dick sucked the same exact way.
That's
you
true.
have to communicate with me like, damn, am I going too fast for you? You want me to slow it down a little bit, make it a little bit wetter for you?
You want it more
like,
often?
Yeah, you want it every day.
Am I not doing it enough?
Like, communicate with me. Don't go out there and find a bitch at work to suck your dick on lunch break.
The reality is women are emotional. We talk about stuff. We are always that, how you feeling? What you doing? What's on your mind? Like, I ask those questions to my fiance. How's your mental health? Like, is there anything that I can do to make your life easier? Is there anything that I can do to make you feel better? Like, men go through depression and emotional stages that women really won't understand, because men are groomed to be providers. They're groomed to be strong. They're taught that crying is for women. They're taught that showing emotion is feminine. Like, they're not taught to embrace their feminine side. So if you come across a man who's been coached and groomed like that his entire life, he doesn't know how to express. It's not even fair to expect him to express himself like that, because he was never taught.
Married, man. This is why, because you understand
That
us,
ain't
yo.
a
get
man's
it.
mental
You
health.
understand us,
It's a
niggas,
reason
man.
why niggas
It's like a
cheat.
Malcolm X of
Because
us
their mental
niggas,
health
right?
is not all
And they don't know how to
God damn.
process it. They don't know how to
so they feel as
process
they're
it.
running out. They be like, okay, as long
That's
as
our pain.
right, but then
That
a
shit
lot
just
of
set our
people
pain.
see their grandpa how the song is what is it? Papa was a Rolling Stone or whatever the case is. But as long as he kept his household together, because that's what our grandmoms used to do. As long as he paid the bills, took care of the kids, kept food in the house, everything else, he can do whatever he wanted to do.
But men do that because that's expected of them. Society
Right.
teaches men that they are supposed to do that, and not only are they supposed to do that, but they are supposed to do that and expect no praise behind it. No, like, you don't get not like people like a
And
man. If
that's
a man
where
goes up
men-
and say, "I pay all the bills, I take care of my kids," they gonna be like, "What you want, a cookie, nigga? You supposed to do that." But the reality is, there's so many men that don't adhere to their responsibilities that you should praise the men that do those things, because
Right.
it's very easy for
Better.
a man to say, "Nah,
Okay.
nah, I'm not taking care of that kid. I don't care that I
Fuck
made
that.
it. Fuck them kids."
Fuck
Right.
them
I
kids.
know that I'm president of the fuck them kids
Fuck them
society.
kids.
I know that's right. You gotta have a fuck them kids at least 1 or
Straight
2
up.
weekends a month.
1 or 2 weekends. I say fuck them kids daily, including
Oh,
mine.
shit.
Okay? Because I take care of my kids, so I can do that.
Hell yeah.
I know that's right.
Fuck them
Listen,
kids.
Fuck
Yeah.
them niggas.
Fuck
Okay?
them
I said what I
kids.
said.
I like that saying.
Fuck
right
them
there.
kids.
so why do you cheat?
Ooh.
Damn.
Get right into it. Come on.
That's a good
Lord.
question, man.
Because we sitting here talking about, men cheat because of the mental health and men cheat because of...
Well, she
let's ask the
summed it-
PG question. Have you cheated?
Oh, he
I have
has.
cheated. I have.
Okay.
That's why I can ask him the
I
straightforward
have cheated.
question.
But you summed it up. Like,
Nah, we want
because
yours. Why did you as an individual...
because I'm looking for something. It's something that the woman is not giving me that I try to look for it in other women. So it's just like she summed it up. Like the woman that I'm with, like I wouldn't cheat if you worried about my you worried about my self well-being, you worried about my day, you worried about my mental health. Why would I cheat?
I still
That's
feel
a
like
question you ask yourself.
I think that there are
I mean, I
still men.
would.
There are still
question
men that
you
get
ask
everything that they
yourself.
need from women,
And
and they
still
still
cheat.
cheat.
Damn.
Like, they have a post out that says you can suck his dick, you can fuck him when he want to,
you can feed them.
you can feed him, you can help him around the house, you can take care of the kids, you can work, you can go on vacations, you can give him everything he needs, and that nigga will still cheat, because at the end of the day,
It's just I think it's a part
because
of the game.
I do think that. I think you do have to chalk it to the game at the end of the day, because people have a saying that say a man will be a man, and I don't like that saying, because it really puts men into a box. And it makes it seem like, well, all men are cheaters, so you just have to deal with it.
Right. And
At
that's
the
not
end
true.
of the day, that's not true. All men do not cheat. But it takes a lot of growth. It takes a lot of addressing your mental health. It takes a lot of commitment,
patience and time.
patience, and time for a man to not be a cheater at the end of the day. Women talk about the temptations that we get every day. Yeah, we can go to the gas station, a nigga try to holler at us. Yeah, motherfuckers try to holler at me if I'm leaving out of my work building. Like, I don't even, like, it's people in my life, I don't even know what they niggas look like, because I don't look niggas in the eye. When I meet them, I don't make eye contact. I don't need nobody to think that I'm trying to flirt with you or nothing. I don't make eye contact with no nigga but my nigga. I don't need to look at nobody but him.
That's what's up.
At the end of the day, okay, I can be friends with you. I can be cool with you, but I don't look at you like that, and I don't need to look at you like that.
As you shouldn't.
Okay, because people
nothing
misconstrue
but
shit. People misconstrue shit.
Hallelujah.
Your girl stared at me for 5 minutes. I thought she was trying to give me the pussy. Wait a minute.
Wait a second, nigga.
I just
That's how your day was. Wait a second. I can't have a normal conversation with you because you gonna take it as I was flirting. Nah, nigga, I'm just trying to be a friend. Being nice.
It's not just
Too
the
nice.
guys, ladies. This is women too.
Wait, we didn't say it was just the guys.
No, I said it was both.
You know,
Yeah,
I
we
was
just
with
give
a
it
woman-
ours.
Not too long ago, Josh can vouch for this. I was with a woman with 5 kids.
Yeah, very disrespectfully.
I
but
was.
we ain't gonna talk
my
about
shit, here
ex-husband.
we go.
Talk about it.
Let's
There
talk
we go.
about it. I
Yeah,
met my
talk about it.
ex-husband. He had 5 kids. I had none.
Talk about it. I mean,
Can I get gunshots, please?
you got them shits off, really? You got the flex joints too?
You got
Yeah, drop them bombs. Drop them bombs.
we not-
He had
we not-
5 kids and I had none. And I still married this man. I had 2 more. Added two to the tribe. So like I get it. It's both sides. It definitely is both sides. I understand that.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
Always gonna be fuck them kids. Let's always
Y'all
go
see
back
that.
to the main point at hand. It's
Easy
gonna be
game,
fuck
y'all
them
just
kids.
bitch.
That's the baseline right there. Fuck them kids.
Fuck them
That's the
kids.
base of it.
I was with a woman for a while with she had 5 kids. She had 2 baby fathers, and that didn't bother me. You know, I cared about her as a person, how she made me feel. So you know, I went into the relationship with all that stuff. You know, and still,
Give me the bombshells.
you know, she still was talking to other men while I was with her.
Did she say why? Did you care? Let's say, did you care to ask why?
I didn't even know.
But how much did you really care about her? Let's be real.
Here we
How
go.
much did I care?
How much did you just said you cared about her, but how much did you really care about her?
I cared enough to sacrifice myself and move to a whole nother state. To
Okay.
change my life for her.
No. How much did you really care about her?
Because this
Her
is,
emotional
what she's
state. How much
saying
did
is
you really
that
care about her?
when you're with somebody and like you're emotionally, and I mean fully emotionally involved, because men say that they get emotionally involved with women, but you still keep a wall up.
Yeah.
And that's honesty.
You have to
but it's
these days.
because of how men are conditioned
Yeah.
that to
You have
not
to.
feel
heart
freely.
is racing.
They don't feel freely to express themselves. They don't feel freely to be that emotional and that vulnerable. See, that's that V word that niggas is afraid of.
Vulnerability. Ooh.
Niggas
What's
are
that V
afraid
word?
of vulnerability.
I don't be vulnerable for what?
See,
What's
that's
that? What I be
the
vulnerable
thing though. You have to see women when we enter into relationships and we're really attempting to make the relationship work and grow into something. We enter in with vulnerability because we are breeded to be nurturers.
I had to learn.
We're
to be
we're
vulnerable.
groomed to
that's
be
what us
emotional.
men, they say that us men don't like that, but that's what we.
But that's
we
what you
want.
need.
But I had
That's
to-
what
I
you
had to-
need.
I had to learn to be like that.
Like it's this
But
is,
you still didn't
these
answer
are
my
proven
question. How
facts.
much did you care about her?
Men seek
cared about her a
men
lot.
seek their
How much
mothers
is a
and women
lot?
seek their fathers.
Because you couldn't have cared about her a lot.
That's facts.
I think I cared about her
You
a lot because I
couldn't have cared.
sacrificed her a lot.
What did you sacrifice? You didn't care about her a lot because you emotionally damaged one of her children.
I did, and I could admit to that. I did.
Wait a minute, hold on, because I got this facts now that I don't know what happened.
I did.
That's why we beef. That's why we got beef. On
That's
the
why
low.
y'all got beef?
We got beef because
I didn't know what it
I've
was,
grown
but
up
I
with
did.
childhood
This is the
trauma
beef.
I
when
did.
it comes to, you know what I mean, stuff that happened.
Why are you so loud?
I'm sorry, am I loud?
She's expressing herself.
I'm sorry, but no, because I feel very passionate about
She's
that
passionate.
because
She's
passionate.
I feel like
I mean, you're not the only one that didn't feel that way. A lot
right.
of people.
I'm not
felt
saying
that
it was
way, and I
100%.
respect
Is
it,
that something that we
Right.
can't really talk in
No, yeah, I mean,
detail
we can
about
touch
what
on it.
happened,
We
or
can
y'all
talk
comfortable
it.
about talking about what
I
happened?
mean, I'm comfortable with it, you know,
Okay.
because there's probably somebody else that can learn from this situation.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's a learning situation, but how it happened, you know, I didn't respect it because I've been through that as a child growing up with my mom and my dad and the whole.
Okay, before it all goes down, I didn't give them the. You know how you told me everything?
Yeah,
I didn't tell them everything.
I know.
Know what I
She
mean?
probably
Because
saw the
I
video
didn't
or
want to.
something, or-
I didn't want to
Yeah, it
put
was
your
just- wait a
business
minute, it
out
was a
there.
video?
So
You
it was
feel
a
me?
video. It was a, what was he, 10?
Oh, he's 12.
12-year-old little boy.
That was beautiful.
That was
beautiful.
I like
The
that.
little boy.
on the ones and twos.
Yes,
So
that
the
was
little
good.
boy
That
was
good.
12 years old. Was he disrespectful? I can give it that. Yes. But the way he responded to it, no grown man should respond to a child the way that he did. You should have took it up with his mother, and his mother should have handled it.
So what happened?
So it was that's your story. You won't put it out there. But
Okay.
how I felt about it was you shouldn't have put him on blast the way you did, because you're doing nothing but emotionally damaging him. You're hurting him. You don't know what your video, your posting, whatever you did on YouTube could have damaged him as a little boy. He might have been thinking he was big dog and trying to put you on blast, but that was his outlet. I understand that's your outlet, but as a grown ass man to a little boy, you're tearing him down as a little black boy growing up in America. And we as people, we shouldn't be doing that. You could have caused him to
Commit suicide.
There we go. That was my thing. It's like you're damaging him emotionally. What he did was fucked up, yes. But as a little boy, that was his mom's job to correct him, because you were no longer in the picture. Now, if you were still in the picture, then you correct him on the side, not blast him on internet, talking about how dirty his room is and how he pissed the bed and all this other stuff. Like, that's emotionally damaging him on the forefront on the internet.
See,
He
I
could
think
get
that
bullied that
somebody
way.
actually
Didn't
said
even
that.
watch that whole thing.
Somebody actually
Shit.
said, "Don't text me today," and said, and I was in our group chat, and it said, in order to get through to the children of this generation, you gotta embarrass them. And I know that I know it's a fine line to say that, but the reality is these new generation of kids are very different,
Right.
very different than how we grew up.
But it's to a
As
certain
kids,
extent.
we didn't
You
have to
gotta-
get embarrassed because a quick backhand was going
I
to
feel
get us
like
in.
the-
Backhand in front of your
A backhand in
friends.
front of your friends was enough.
I
To
feel
be like, you
like
know what? I'm not doing that because one, kids are cruel.
these kids
And
nowadays
if
didn't
kids
have no
witness your
emotion.
embarrassment, you can be embarrassed for that moment, but
But they
kids
act
are going to
out
make sure
and
your
it
embarrassment lasts a lifetime.
Yeah,
Right.
These kids.
But then that embarrassment for a lifetime
thing
can
is
damage
kids wanna
that
be in
kid.
It's very emotionally
And that's
damaging.
it's very
I agree.
emotionally damaging,
I
and
agree.
that's where we fail as a people, because we don't uplift each other. We tear each other
But
down.
you know, people have embarrassed black people
Just like with my
for
flatulence.
years, for
Right.
hundreds of years.
But
That
why
has
do we
been
got to
the-
keep adding on to it?
That's
We
the
have to
thing.
be the
It
change
has-
to not do it.
You
See,
have to break the
me
cycle.
raising my children, I don't ever want, because I grew up, my mother embarrassed me in front of my friends.
I would like to be that
I
mother.
grew
I'm not
up.
gonna lie.
No, not me. I don't want to be that.
I don't know
mother
the extent to how your mother
growing
embarrassed
up.
you.
Oh, my mom used
But
to
I would
whoop
like-
my ass in front of my
I would
friends.
like to be the embarrassing mom. I'm just putting that out there.
No, my mom used to whoop my ass with a belt. Put your hands on the car and whoop me in front of my
Assume the
friends.
position?
Yeah,
Assume the
assume
position outside.
because I was out there running the
my
streets.
dad beat me in class. Like
Bullshit.
my mom in the
Too.
classroom
Damn
next to my
it.
class
That's a real
in,
dad.
in elementary school. I got my
Exactly.
ass whipped in school.
All I
At
see,
PS DuPont. They
I
made
was
it
that
happen.
boss. All I did was look at the classroom door. My mom right there with the belt, coming
But
right in
to,
there.
to sum up
As a
what
kid,
you-
yeah, I went to a
what you
lot
talked
of
about,
elementary and middle
DuPont.
schools.
to sum up what she talked about, I think me and him both acted out and hurt. Like, I love that little
I
boy.
believe that.
Correct.
Like, I don't care. Like, I mean, I wish him like the best, and life goes on. Like, I look at that little boy as my son. Like, I shared so much with that kid. So to see him put something on the YouTube about me, I mean, it was.
Out of all the
You
kids, he
shoulda
was the
went
most
to
hurt.
him.
I was hurt.
You shoulda went-
Out of the kids that she had,
You
that she was
shoulda
around,
went
he was
to
the most
him.
hurt.
I was very childish.
You met him at his childish
making
state.
another and I didn't realize how childish I was till I actually made the video, until someone called me out on it. So I deleted it. But you know, I took a long time to reflect on it, and I love him. He probably watching. You know, he probably gonna watch this joint, and I want to let him know that I love him from here on out. Like, I still love him. Like, even I don't even
He
care
need to
about
hear
that
that, too.
video.
So you gave him an apology?
I didn't give him a formal apology. You know what I'm saying? Because me and his mom is still going at some type of like court legal stuff right now. But like between me and his situation, we don't have a relationship right now. Because I mean, a lot of women don't understand that when we go into these new relationships and the kid is not ours, and then things don't work out, and the relationship that we gain with that children, we can't. It's not like we can go to court and say, hey, can I get visitation rights or
Right, but
still
you
have a
won't get
relationship?
that
It's
because-
over. You know what I'm saying? And that's the shit that hurts. I gained a relationship with this boy, You know what I'm saying? He was like literally, this is I felt this guy was my son. Like,
So do you feel as though you would give him the apology?
I will definitely.
I can respect you for that.
I would definitely.
And we can squash our
that.
beef.
I definitely.
We can squash our beef.
Oh,
His name
look
is
at
Nate,
us.
the
Come on,
vlogger.
I said I was bringing pieces
I
today.
No, we can squash our beef because he can acknowledge.
Son,
So
shit, evil fan, she
as a
lying.
grown man, see, as our black community, we fail to acknowledge our wrongs and make an attempt to make it right.
Accountability.
Accountability. We lack of
Accountability
taking
is the 2023 term.
accountability.
You
I ain't
gotta
never
take
wrong.
accountability.
And I can appreciate that because even
That's
with
not a-
me
that's a
growing
problem.
Never
up,
wrong.
You wrong sometimes.
Hell
right,
no.
but as
You
a
are
me
wrong
growing
sometimes.
up,
You gotta admit it.
people
Never.
don't take accountability. Our parents never took accountability.
But you know
Growing
what?
up.
It's in when we
It's a
make
new age.
the thing that happens is us as an adult, we look at our parents like it took me a long time to get in a space where I could realize that I had to accept my parents for who they were. I had a terrible childhood. Okay, I'm not gonna go into details because I've come to peace with things that happened to me as a child.
That's how you move forward.
But I mean, I've had family members violate me. I've had family members abuse me. I had abuse on behalf of my father. Like, at the end of the day, and today, I will lay my life on the line for my dad. Regardless of what kind of father he was, regardless of what kind of mother my mom was, they did the best they could with the tools that they had at the
Right.
time that they experienced us as children.
Right.
And we cannot expect our parents to give us things that they were never given and they were never
Right.
taught. And that's where we go wrong
Right.
as adults. We look at as kids, you look at your other friends, you look at their relationship with their parents, and
I can't see
first
me.
start that by saying that
bit.
all the stuff that glitters is not gold. You think a kid is having the best life and their parents give them everything they want behind closed doors, that
Right.
kid's getting their ass beat. Like, there's a lot of things that goes on behind closed doors that you have no idea about. So you just see this relationship and you think, well, dang, why can't my mom do that? Why can't my
Right.
dad do that? But they can't do that because they were never given that. They were never taught that. And it's not fair to give that expectation to them. And I had to learn that through therapy and over time and having to work through my trauma, my child traumas. I had to realize that I had to accept my parents for who they were and forgive them, not for them, but for me.
So were you able to forgive them without them acknowledging your hurt?
I forgave my parents before they ever acknowledged it. I did have a moment, I guess you can call it an epitome a life changing light bulb moment where I was like, after one of my sessions, I went and I said, I want to have a conversation with both my mom and my dad. I want to sit down and say, listen, I know you did these things to me. Like, there was a lot of things that happened in my life that if my father had stepped up when he should have, though, I feel like those things would have never happened to me. There are things that happened to me where I feel like if my mom would have just been a mom and pulled me in as a kid,
Oh, he fought again?
don't you talk about farts.
Fun nigga.
I would have had a better
Time and place for
childhood.
that.
But
I feel you.
it's not fair though, because at the end of the day, I mean, I have a great career. I'm finishing up my first year of law school. Would I have been this person if I had not experienced those things?
Right.
So you have to be able to pull a positive out of any situation, no matter how fucking terrible it is. My childhood was terrible, but I am a force to be reckoned with at 34 years old. Like, this city don't even know what's coming to them when I finish law school. Okay,
I know that's
I'm
right.
not. I like Hov said, I got smoke for all the people that make laws. I'm not
Fuck
playing
them
with
kids.
nobody.
I know that's right.
And it's always gonna be fucking kids. I don't care. I don't care how big I get. If you all listening and y'all go on the little TikToks that y'all not supposed to have for my children, because I know y'all on somebody's TikTok.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids, and I said what I
know that's
said.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Josh,
But
you
yeah,
need to
I
get a
think
word
where I
in, brother.
fell
Are
is
you okay?
because I
Y'all
can't.
loud.
I don't want to say I can't forgive. Like, I forgave,
fuck?
but then it was taken back because the lack of acknowledgement. It's like when I had a conversation. It's
Can't
like
talk when a bunch
they
of
said
you
they
don't
didn't
want
do
to
it.
exactly. You don't want to acknowledge it, and then it reopens the wound. It's like, damn. All I want you to do is acknowledge my hurt. You don't understand the things that I went through inside. Because you don't want to
think
acknowledge,
they
and when I
do,
try to
though.
open it, but when I try to open up, and when you deny it, it just makes me feel even worse. It's like, damn, I don't even want nothing to do with you. I'm tired of keep trying to rebuild and trying to, turn a wrong into a right so we can have a better relationship. It's just like when I express how I feel about the things that I've grown up with, and you just, well, what was I supposed to do? The fuck you mean? What was you supposed to do? acknowledge
you have to
it.
realize that that's not your wrong to correct.
Right, it's not
At
my
the end
wrong.
of the day,
But I
it's-
want you to at least acknowledge you're wrong so we can move forward. Like, I acknowledge mine, but why can't you acknowledge yours?
Because emotionally we feel like we need that.
Oh, yeah.
Emotionally we feel like we need someone to say, I did this to you. I acknowledge I did this to you. It was wrong.
Yeah, I need it
I'm
in details.
sorry.
I want it specific. I want
But
it.
you have to dig deep in yourself, and I we could talk about this offline too, because I can see it in your eyes. You can always see trauma in people's eyes. I tell people all the time, the eyes never lie. No matter how happy you appear, I can always spot trauma in people's eyes, and I know that because trauma recognizes trauma.
Really?
Okay.
Trauma?
It's like the color
Yes.
purple. It's like
Absolutely.
It's like the color
I do.
purple. It's like, see,
Oh, I got trauma.
Yes.
You have a lot, nigga.
Yes. In the eyes, it doesn't
You
lie.
have a lot.
She on some real shit.
It doesn't lie. It doesn't. The eyes never lie.
Judge, what about me, Judge?
I don't see it. I don't see it from
Absolutely.
the eyes
You see that
I
shit?
ain't even had to look long.
You was just crying, nigga.
She said, "Damn, nigga, you fucked up."
You was just crying.
But what you have to do is you have to dig deep in yourself and understand that at the end of the day, you think you need that acknowledgement, but you really don't, baby. You don't.
Yeah, I'm
don't-
not saying
you don't
I
really
need
need
it, but to
Oh, shit, we
grow
need tissue.
into a stronger relationship with my parents, I need it.
All you
If
have
not,
to do
I
is
distance myself. I have distanced myself. I can live and move on without my
that's
parents.
how you're supposed to do it, though.
Oh, that's what I am
that's
doing.
what you're supposed to do, though.
But I would
You
rather have my parents with me because I understand how they grew up and how they raised me was because of how they grew up. But I want you to acknowledge. Stop. I want you to at least so we can have a better relationship.
But you gotta understand that, and I'm gonna just give you a small. I'm gonna give you a small example. I'm gonna give you a really short example. My father wants to conceal carry. He can't conceal carry. He couldn't conceal carry because of his criminal history was stopping him from being able to purchase a gun.
It's my nigga.
That's what he wanted to do. Well, when he applied for clemency and he applied to have his record expunged, a letter was sent to me. I never even had this conversation with my dad, but a letter came to me and it said, "Hey, this person is applying for their record to be expunged. If you would like to show up to their hearing and say just as to why they should not be relieved of this wrongdoing or this transgression, then you're more than welcome to show up at the end of the day." And my stepmom was like, "Well, why would they send you a letter?" No, see, I know this man my whole life. You know him because you married to him,
But you don't know him.
This my daddy, okay? They sent that to me because I was one of his victims, and I was hung out of a window, a 3-story window, when I was a child by him. Okay. At the end of the day, my dad believed back in that time. My dad thought it was more important to be financially present in somebody's life than to be physically present in his children's life, and he made mistakes with all of his children. Okay. He fell short with all of us. That's something that we've all acknowledged, that he's acknowledged. And I sat down and had a conversation with him. This is what you did wrong. Like, I was living with my high school boyfriend when I was 14 years old because my father had an opportunity to take me in at that time and he didn't. Because he felt like we would bump heads. We didn't have the right personalities to be trying to live in the same house at that point. He felt like I just wanted to go do my own thing. I didn't want to listen to nobody. And in hindsight, he was right. At 14, couldn't nobody tell me nothing. I was on my own. I was put out of the house at 14 and forced into the path.
That's the same story my wife went through.
The path of the person you see today. So my dad had an opportunity at that time, and in my head as a child, I looked at that like you had an opportunity to be my knight in shining armor, and you didn't do it. You could have rescued me, and instead you threw me to the wolves. Right. That's the way I looked at that as a child. As an adult, I looked at it as my dad made a choice a long time ago for the streets. And it didn't matter what other obligations he had. He thought he had to make the money. And you can't take care of these babies without the money.
Y'all.
So I'm gonna go make the money, and then y'all can figure all the rest of the other shit out, because I don't got time to be trying to deal with that. I had to realize that wasn't personal. We make things personal. Things that people do to us, we internalize it, we make it personal. And we carry that weight with us. And these people are going on with their life and they're sleeping.
Right.
They're sleeping good.
Real
they
good.
going on and doing things and whatever in their life, and we are losing sleep at night, we in therapy.
I had to say the same thing to Jess because she carried that to her adult life and kept blaming her mom the way that her life turned out. I said, you gotta learn to forgive. Don't forget.
Never.
But you gotta let go of that because you're an adult now. So you gotta make these decisions and try to move on and better your life. You can't be like, oh, I'm 30-something years old. Shit's not happening for me. If this would have happened when I was back in the day. You got to live from your experience.
Got to.
You know, so yeah, similar story. My
But
wife
people
went through.
think of like forgive and forget, and they think that means that they're
I said
supposed to just
forget,
wipe
but
it out
don't
their
forget.
mind.
Always
But
remember.
you don't have to forget, but you also have to let it go.
Yeah.
In its physical sense and in your present life, you have to
Right.
let it go. Because
That's the kind of woman I'm into now.
Like-
I like the women that.
You over
that
here
been
rubbing
through
your
some
nipples,
shit.
nigga?
it's not rubbing his nipples.
He over here rubbing his
I didn't
nipples.
rub
The
the
woman I'm
nipple,
into.
What you over here doing?
But I like my women to go through something. I like
Yeah.
that.
You like them to go through something?
You like them to go through trauma.
I don't. Yeah,
I
because
think
I think
trauma
they
builds
strong.
character.
damage.
Emotional damage.
The woman gotta be. I like the women that are strong.
Because I feel
'cause
like
you have to
when you go through a lot
That's
of
not a
trauma, you
compliment no
appreciate
more,
it.
though.
It's
It's not a
really not a
compliment.
It's
compliment.
not.
It's some real. Like, why do you want to? Like, I'm not all there. Like, I probably experienced the same shit that Jess and you went through. A man goes through that too. It's not just a woman. But why do I want somebody who had it all? Who had a perfect life, had the silver spoon and all
Because
that.
everybody
Because you
has
can
something
see-
to
Because
take for
credit,
somebody.
nigga.
Yeah, you
But how
could
can
you
they
could
help
you
that,
could
nigga?
learn not the
How can they
Hellcat.
help that?
But see, listen. So
You
this
could
is a good
learn from
example.
her.
So this is an example. I went without. I did not have birthday parties. I wasn't going on school field trips and stuff. When kids was going on school field trips, I was at home or I was stuck at school at the library because I wasn't going on field trips and all that stuff. My fiance was very fortunate. He went on those trips. He went on those field trips. He did all that stuff. You have something to gain from everybody, even if somebody didn't have the same life experience as you. So what he exposed me to is realizing that
A different
I can
world.
want better things. I can want nice things, and I'm not a bad person for it.
Right.
I always felt like I had to live in frugality because, I came from nothing. I got to work for everything. I can't be trying to be up here being flashy, going on vacations and all that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, like, why not? I work fucking hard.
Exactly.
I work hard. Yeah, we gonna hit that. Like he said, chapter 2 of his book is trick on your wife. Like, and I support that.
But do you see?
Trick on your wife, baby. Trick on your wife.
But do you see how both of y'all get along? He went through some shit too, right? Am I right?
He did.
And you
He
went through some
did.
shit. So y'all compatible for each other.
Yeah, but he
How
went
can you
through
be
his stuff in
compatible
his
with
adult
somebody
life.
who had it
He went
all?
through his stuff in his
But his
adult life because
childhood
of his
life
choices,
is
not
different.
because of his childhood traumas. He went
Right.
through those things because of his choices in his adult life, not because it. Like, I've gone where I've gone in life because of my childhood traumas. They have groomed me, and then I had to therapize. I made that word up. into this person.
It is.
Good.
Thank you.
I see that in the
I believe
dictionary.
They about to put that in the
I believe- I
dictionary.
believe
Go in the Black Dictionary.
I see it in the
I see
Urban
it going in the
Dictionary.
Okay, Google. What is
I mean,
therapizing?
I had a beautiful life.
But that's what it is, because you could appreciate, and that's an extra conversation that helps grow a beautiful relationship, because you guys are getting to know each other on two different emotional levels.
Absolutely.
And that creates another beautiful bond, because it's just like, all right, well, you didn't experience these type, like, he took it into consideration. You didn't experience these kind of things,
I'm gonna make sure you
so
get it.
here I go. I'm gonna give it to you. And
Like,
it's something he didn't
listen.
experience. Boom, I hear you, babe. Now you going to experience that. That's something else to create and grow a beautiful relationship.
Now-
And that is so good.
Now,
Yes.
say what you always say.
Say what I always say.
I can't wait till I have that.
I can't wait till I get a new man and
go,
experience
there you
those type of
You
things.
want
Why
it.
don't you have a man?
Well, I don't have it because
Are
I'm
you
crazy.
picky?
I am picky.
I appreciate
They
the
say I'm
honesty.
picky.
Y'all said you crazy, but
She said I'm crazy.
They say I'm
what do you
I'm
mean? Like,
picky.
how are you crazy? Though?
And it's just because I expect certain things, and I'm not going to settle for less.
I don't think
Okay,
that
what
makes
do
you
you expect?
crazy though. That like
But
we
God
need to change
system-
that.
Get
Well,
your pen and paper. It's gonna be a
the
list.
way I grew up
Don't
with
do her. Don't do her.
the way I grew up with, dating men, it was just something different. So it was just, I don't know. I can't really explain it,
She
but
don't want no hood nigga.
no, wait, backtrack.
Backtrack.
Oh wait, every girl want a hood nigga?
No, I'm over the hood niggas. I used to love the hood niggas.
Why
It
you
was
smiling
fun
while
and
you saying
I
it?
just
exciting.
want a nigga who
She said it was funny and exciting.
I want a
love the hood
nigga
niggas.
that's
I just want
going
somebody
to...
who's
Tyrone
genuine
turned me
themselves.
on.
Right, I want a
That's
nigga
it. Somebody
that's
who's
going
genuine
to
themselves.
Tyrone turned me
be
on.
genuine themselves and actually take in consideration me. Getting to know me, my childhood traumas, all my traumas, my ups, my downs. I want someone who's going to actually bring more happiness into my life. I want someone that's going to make me smile. I don't want someone... We could argue here and there because, you know, it makes up for...
Because you like arguing.
Just a tad
The
bit.
makeup sex is
Yeah.
That's
It's
the
just
only reason
lovely.
why.
It could just
The
be like
greater
little
debate.
fun.
I like debate.
Fuck you, fuck you.
I like debating.
Yeah,
I like debating, and that's the thing. Like I don't want to call it debating. Niggas be like, "Oh, you always want to argue." I don't want to argue. I want to. It's like a debate. Like
But what's
I
wrong
want
with
to
that?
know exactly. I want to know how you feel, and you want to hear how I feel. And when niggas be like, "Oh, well, you always want to argue," no, I feel as though you're not
I'm the
listening
wrong
to
person to
me.
have this conversation
So
with me.
that's why you
I
say
wanna
I'm
argue.
arguing because you're not listening to what I'm saying. I'm getting
I
my
hear
point
that a lot
across,
from
and you're
women.
getting your point across. I want you. It's a conversation. It's a debate.
can I
It's
ask
not
you a
an
question,
argument. It's just me and you going back and forth. What's up?
Like, as a man, how can you show that you're listening to the woman? Because I hear that a lot. Every woman says the same thing.
So
You're
listen to
acting-
what
Not
she's
listen-
saying.
Have you heard that, my nigga?
It's-
But listen,
You're not listening
it's in
to
your
me.
actions.
Listen
I
to
don't
what
think
she.
you're listening to me.
But after the
And
argument,
you
what
know
are you
what my
doing
response
after?
is?
But no, listen. What are you doing after the argument? If she says, "Oh, you're not doing this enough for me," da da da. What are you doing after the argument? If she say, "Oh, you don't cook. I come home every day. I gotta cook. I gotta clean." Da da da. She's complaining that she's always tired, and you guys
She's
are arguing
overwhelmed.
about that, and she's overwhelmed. What are you doing after the argument?
Get a fucking Red Bull.
That's the disrespect.
That's
You're not listening.
and that's where men
You're
have to
not
understand.
listening.
You have to meet
The
people.
side effects are on point. I love
That
it.
part. You have to meet people on their levels.
That's the side
Women
effects. Side
are
effects.
emotional and men are logical. You want to know how I appeal to my man? I appeal to his logic. When he's speaking about things that he wants to do, when he's speaking about goals and aspirations, I appeal to that. I speak to that. I show him that I'm listening when he's talking about those things because he's been in conversations with people where he's been trying to get everybody money and nobody is really on the same wave as him. And I had to say, you had to realize that they're not on your level. And that's okay. It's nothing wrong with that. I am emotional, so he appeals to my emotion. When I tell him that I'm having a bad day, when I tell him that, you know, this, I'm about to cuss somebody out. They got me 50 shades of fucked up at work. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's up. Yeah, 50 shades of fucked up. They got me. And he'll be like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. He encourages me. When I threatened to quit law school every 2 weeks the first semester. This shit is a whole nother ball game. It's a new beast.
I bet.
This is crazy.
Fuck
Okay?
that.
I didn't know anything about the teachings. I didn't know anything about the studying. I didn't know anything about their testing modes. Like, this shit was a culture shock to me. And he literally looked at me and was like, I didn't even know that quitting was an option. I'm confused. Like, what are we talking about here? like you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a federal judge. Like, that's the end goal for me. So, like, what do you mean you're gonna quit? You're not gonna quit. I mean, you're gonna get frustrated, and that's okay. And I'm the person that I'm a bitch about it, but I'm gonna do it.
Right.
All right. Let me have my emotional moment about
But he
it.
does something to make you feel better.
He
in that
provides me comfort that I cannot even find within myself.
Damn.
And it's something that
Like what?
I
I want to learn this. Like what is it
It's-
doing?
It's unexplainable.
So,
it's just like
it's one of those things where I am in the process of experiencing something with this man that I've never experienced with any man, not even my
Because I
father.
think some women do that just because of sex. The sex is real good, so this
The
is
sex
how they
is
talk.
amazing. Shout out to Bay.
I know.
All right,
I know.
let's put that out there. Let's put that out
But
there.
is that really what it is? Like
It's not just that.
It's not
because
just that.
because
But does
let's,
he really
because
mentally,
let's be
like,
all the
get
way
to you?
real.
Or-
Let's be all the way real.
Yeah, I
Same
want
way they
to.
say it's
Let me
plenty
hear
of fish in the sea. It's plenty of good dicks out there. Okay, let's not act like
But
we
it's
ain't
the
all
way
have
that
more
dick
than
make you
one
feel.
sexual experience. But because women are emotional, if we can tie our emotions to sex, it makes it that much more
Yes.
enjoyable for us.
My dick is not the next dick. Understand that? You know it, Jess. Uh-huh.
Put it out
But
there,
no,
guys.
it's the way
Let
your
them
dick
know.
makes her feel. It's
It's
just like my
like-
sexual connection with my ex. It's just like we had this emotional connection. It's just like as soon as he slide, it's just like it's just a
you see
feeling.
what I'm
It's just
saying?
like
I don't have
Is
to
it-
be in the same room with my
But
nigga.
is
Okay,
it the connection or is it the dick?
No, it's not. It's more than dick.
It's more than
the
It's the
dick.
connection. It's the emotion.
I can
It's
read
like,
a text message from this man. Like
And it make you go.
I was in Florida. Okay, I was in Florida for work for 3 days. I just came back yesterday. Okay, I can read a text message from this man, and I'm thousands of miles away, or however many miles away Florida is from Delaware, or whatever. And I'm just like, damn, I love this nigga. Like,
it's just the way he makes you feel inside.
I love him. When I tell him that my day has been rough, he finds ways to make my day lighter. He finds ways to make my life easier. Mm-hmm. I've been with him for over a year. This nigga's never told me no. I don't even know what that word means. What's no?
So can I ask you a question, though, Judge?
Spoiled.
And I earned it.
What's the
Spoiled fucking rotten.
What's the question?
So what if
So
he
if we
like,
say no to Cheesecake
like
Factory,
he
what
does
happens?
all the great stuff?
Hold up. Because Boss J was interrupted. Go ahead. Say your question.
Oh,
yeah,
fuck out of me.
Huh? Because my man he got a
He
whole
had a
question
good
on
question.
there. He cut it off.
I gotta ask you something.
We listening.
Go
I
ahead.
haven't talked the whole time.
So
Not
You
our
talked a little
problem.
bit.
Go ahead. Say what you got to
all
say.
right. So what if all those things are good, like him calling you and making sure your day is good, and he's like mentally stable in you and all that? But what if the dick is whack? Would you still feel the same way?
I feel like I would because
It's the connection.
I'm for the sense of not trying to, because I'm also a person that I don't like to blast or embarrass people or nothing like that. I've been in relationships, long-term relationships with people with trash dick. Okay? Let me be very clear about that. And that's why I said women are emotional.
Is that settling? Is that
it is settling. At the end of the day, it is settling, but it can also be looked at as not settling.
That's
if
only if
you
you require
realize
a big
that a
dick.
relationship is bigger than what somebody can provide you sexually. 20 years down the line, my pussy and your dick not gonna work. In 25 years. What do we have of value to give to each other when that shit is out the window?
Because sex isn't everything.
Sex is not everything.
It's a
something
plus.
else. It's
It's a
something else
bonus.
that people don't realize. Sex is teachable.
Sex
Okay?
is definitely teachable.
I don't give a fuck how trash somebody is in the bedroom. You can teach somebody how to please
And
you.
okay?
And there
That's
are
why they
plenty of
got
tools and instruments out here for to help you along the way.
a lot
The
of
judge has
toys.
just cracked
Okay?
the code.
A lot of toys, a lot
Can we
of
get the clap on that,
pornos.
please?
Get the
The
claps
judge
on
has
it.
cracked
Listen.
the code.
Your sex does not have to be up to par in the beginning.
At all.
Although mine was.
All you cheating ass fucking females out there, did you hear what the judge just said?
Sex is teachable.
Teach your motherfucking nigga.
And it goes for the men too. Teach your woman what you want from her. Like if my man come up to me and say, listen, like we had those conversations.
Teach a
we
old
have
girl new
it's an
tricks.
app called Paired, and we answer daily questions about our relationship, and we read each other's answers, and we have conversations, and we in-depth conversations about what we say in this app in regards to these questions, in regards to these quizzes and little tests that this app does.
love
It
it.
builds our relationship.
Hold on. Can you
There's an app for
I
this.
love it.
can you advertise the app? Because I never
It's
heard
called
of it.
Paired. So it's a little purple app called Paired.
I want to download it.
You know it's serious when
And
it's
it
on
gives
front
you
screen.
daily relationship questions. It gives you quizzes that you and
helps
your
spark
partner
the
can take.
conversation.
It
Oh,
helps
you know about
spark
it too?
conversation in your relationship.
When I get in a relationship, we doing that. It's like it's a card game called Start Conversation.
We do that too.
I love it.
From Ace Metaphor.
Yes,
We have
I
all
love
like
it.
10, 11 packs of the games from Ace Metaphor.
Someone
We
is stubborn
have
as
game
hell.
nights at
Everybody's
home with
stubborn.
just me and him in the house. The kids is going to bed. Me and you make a drink and we pull the cards out and we play cards with each other and we get to know one another.
Exactly.
When we play those sex card games and he say, you know what, I love your head. I just wish I could have it a little bit more. You want a little bit more? Say less. Say less.
You deserve to get
We
married,
in
Judge.
there.
Yes.
That's all you had to tell
Hallelujah.
me.
Judge.
You want a little bit more, baby?
Hallelujah.
Which we in the shower? Let's go.
I'm gonna be, and here's
You in the
the
shower,
real
I'm coming
transparent.
in.
Here's
But
the real
there's a lot of
transparency
black women
moment.
that
Because I'm a fat
disagree
girl,
with that.
okay?
They be
I'm
like,
not-
oh, don't touch my hair.
Not a surprise.
Go
we
get your
big girls
mama to
over
suck
here.
your dick.
But
Like,
what?
I got
but
locks.
what if-
I don't care about
what if-
that.
And
But
if a
you see
woman's
me?
not
I'm
submissive
a big
like that?
girl. It's a lot of body over here. I didn't ride niggas. Okay,
We love meat.
I didn't ride niggas
love
because
meat.
I always had this fear and being self-conscious about my weight.
That's
Why?
me
Like
right
where
now.
I was like, I don't know if I want to sit on top of a nigga. I'm
I don't
crush
want
him.
a skinny chick.
Like I don't want to do that, and it would
you
be
want a skinny
men.
chick, Josh?
I know that men. I've been knew that niggas love push
my baby
pals.
was
Okay,
when I
we
got
know
her.
that.
But
To
that's
protect
where
Josh, he's married.
my
I'm
insecurities
just-
fall
we
right
know
We
he
now.
have our own insecurities,
Like,
and men don't
I
get
I've
that.
never-
never
into
been
skinny
this
chicks. I don't
way.
like no skinny
I've always been
I'm
a
into my
small
wife.
girl.
I would like to announce to the
So
world
Good
I'm
answer.
trying to come
Lovely
into
answer.
myself as
that I ride my
plus
nigga.
size girl.
I ride niggas now. I ride my
trying to-
nigga now.
I'm trying to get
Go ahead
now.
with your bad self, Judge.
I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get there.
Listen,
I'm trying
I
to
see
get
a
what
fan
you have to
page
do,
coming.
but because that's the thing,
see a fan page
he
coming.
builds he builds my self confidence.
That's
Like
where
people say that
niggas
it's
lack.
important to have your own self confidence, and it's true. It is important to have self confidence, but sometimes the world
y'all.
has
I like y'all.
formed you to have these insecurities, and for you to question yourself, and you to feel like you're not enough. You don't look like this Instagram model. You don't have this Coke bottle shape.
all that.
Like my nigga he feels all on me. He tell me how much he love my body. Like he makes me more confident in myself
this
to where
nigga.
I'm like, you know what? I want to sit on top of you. Let me see what this about. Let's see what this is hitting for.
I know
because
that's right.
Shout out to that.
I
What's
feel
his
like
name? What's his
I
name?
will get there.
Dexter.
Dexter. Shout out to you, Dexter.
Dizzy get busy.
Dizzy get busy.
Shit,
But I
Dexter
feel
got
like
the code.
once I get a man that will actually
Yeah, he be finessing.
appreciate
He's a major finesser.
appreciate
He's a major finesser.
my
I tell him all
whole
the time.
entire body, I will feel more comfortable.
What was that? Say that again.
When I find a man that appreciates my whole entire body, I will feel more
It's not
comfortable.
about that though.
Sexual.
It is
that
for
good?
us.
It is for
It is
me.
for us.
Instagram
Nah.
shit.
Because, no, not
No,
Instagram.
not Instagram
For
stuff.
myself.
Look,
So-
a female, they are more
So what?
conscious about their
You gotta
bodies
look
than a male
thin
is.
and
It's not even about necessarily
Okay.
thin.
Not
It's not
thin.
necessarily about being
So
thin.
with me, I've never had this extra stomach that I had since
What's
before
wrong
I
with
had
it, though?
kids. It's nothing wrong with it, but it's a mind thing for me.
Men
Like,
have
if
to
I'm
realize that it's not
riding-
about what they see. It's about what we see
You gotta
when
think-
we look at ourselves.
You
We
gotta
have to
think.
be confident with what we see
But you gotta
in
be
order
able
to
to
be
look at
comfortable.
something to even think something like that, right? Am I right?
No, because this is what happens.
it
You
is.
get with
I
these.
care about how the woman make me feel. I don't give a fuck about your
But-
weight. Or,
But how do you make her feel in the midst of it?
I want to make it however it takes.
Are you just standing there like this, or are you actually loving on
I
her
wanna
and
love it.
appreciate
I
Yes.
love. I
You
love
gotta
that.
love on it.
I
That's
don't wanna
different.
I
Not
like
all
every man
men
doesn't do
don't
that.
do that. All
Every
men
man does
don't
not do
that.
that.
And that's the issue.
But those are the guys. Those are not the good guys.
But
Those are the
it's not
guys
even
looking for the
necessarily that
woman
they're not good
that's
guys.
like on Instagram or
They don't
those-
understand.
Those are the guys who are only looking for women to please them.
Mm-hmm.
See, the difference with my man is my man goes into sex to please me. And he gets pleasured in the process.
I know that's
But the first goal at hand is for me to be
I
pleasured.
want you to go first.
He want me to go first. And when a man can enter into a
Dexter.
situation with the idea that I am
Dexter.
trying to please my woman, and because I'm pleasing my woman, she gonna
my
make
motherfucking
sure that
man
I'm
right
pleased
there.
in the process.
So there's a song by Rico Love called.
But what if it's
Three.
the other way around? What if the woman wants to please?
Yeah.
Make
I
sure
go
he
into
first.
I go
beautiful
into sex
song.
wanting my man to be pleased, but that's for me to worry about. That's not for him to
should
worry
look it
about.
up.
But how would you know who wants to go first? Like who wants
whoever initiates
rock paper
it.
scissors or what?
No, it's
No.
not rock paper scissors.
It's the flow.
Almost,
It's the
I'm
chemistry
gonna just
of
be
what
real with you.
happens.
Almost every time I get mine first.
That's how I'm over this shit.
Almost every
man.
time I get mine first.
Is that because you more into it and he's
No, it's because his idea is to pleasure me, and then we pleasure each other. So I go first, always, ladies first.
That is a man that really appreciates a woman.
That is.
That is really a man that appreciates. Like my old relationship. my
Men
last
would have
relationship
better sex
happened like
lives if
that.
they approach sex
What, did
like
the guy
that.
wanted to make sure you was good?
Yeah, all the time. He always did that. Like, I'm sick of you, man.
No, because what you know, because what men in the code that men have not realized yet, and
Yeah.
I don't understand it because this is clear as day. It's in black and white, and it's written on the walls. A woman that realizes that you want to please her
she gonna be real nasty
will
for
please you.
She gonna do anything you want. She gonna be real nasty for you.
I don't care what
Well,
this
that's because
nigga
So wait,
tell
are you
me.
saying, are you
Or-
saying you rather be pleased first than her get pleased?
Nah, you
No,
do her
I'm just
first.
saying,
No, he was
like,
asking
something
if it's a
different.
process. Like, do y'all switch, take turns,
Yeah,
stuff
like,
like
how,
that.
like I understand that man, like she said, her
So
man wants to make sure she's pleased,
Right.
right? But what if she wants to be? What if she want to please him first?
He will
Then he
welcome
would
that.
have-
Make sure
yeah,
him-
he would
Yeah,
have-
he
How
will
would he
welcome
know?
that.
Baby, I'm gonna go
Do
first.
they talk
I'm
about
gonna
that?
do it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I
No,
wanna know.
you don't talk. It's
Nah,
it's a,
it's
it's
a-
You're not
a,
gonna talk about it.
it
You just gotta pull
happens
your-
in
I
the
just gotta pull your
moment.
dick out.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it's
you
emotion.
trying to go down
Yes,
on me?
you are.
Baby,
I
come
like
on up. I'm about
Yeah,
to do you
like-
first, and I'm gonna lay you back down.
You
That's
know
what
how-
I'm
Talk about
saying.
it. We don't
You know
gotta
how
talk about it.
niggas-
It don't gotta be a
niggas-
discussion.
Niggas go into it first. Know what I mean? They be like, yo, babe, let me get some or whatever. Know what I mean? A lot of niggas do that shit first.
That's where they
But
fail.
if you chilling, know what I mean, and she just
That's her want to please
That's
you.
her
Make sure
wanting
you
to please
good.
you.
But if you like, babe, nah, I wanna knock that ass down right now. That she
Yeah.
was trying to make her.
But you don't say it. You do it in your
See,
do
action.
it.
I'm also a woman that I believe that it is very possible for a man to get bored. Just because there's possibility for women to get bored. Definitely. So I don't ever want to give my man too much too often, because then you feel like, you know, you're entitled to it. This is what you're supposed to get. Like, and he probably approaches this differently, and that's probably something that we debate back and forth about. But like, I want to please you, but I want to blow your mind so you remember who you fucking with. Exactly. And I can't do that too often, because then it becomes your norm, and then you like, yeah, this is what this bitch supposed to do. Go ahead, do that. Nah.
But why is that? Is that a problem? How's that a problem?
It's not a problem, but complacency breeds boredness. Yes. Boredom. Complacency really breeds boredom,
and that's where
you have to keep people on your toes. We got a book that says what the new sex position is every day. We got the games that we play with each other. There's a lot of things we do to keep it sexy in our relationship. We about to go to the Poconos for Valentine's Day. It's about to be fucking all over.
And that is why Dress is open to those things. She's like me. I'm okay with bringing another female because it spices it up.
Got to keep it spicy.
She's the same way. It's not always every week type of thing. No, it's a once in a while.
I'm not topping you off every day. That's too much.
So what if it's
I'm bringing another joint in so we can enjoy each other
and the guy think
and
that
enjoy
you
her at the
lacking
same
on the
time.
sex?
If he specifically says that to me, then I'm going to say, okay, what can I do to make sex more enjoyable for you? Because I'm getting mine every time.
Right. I'm going to up my game for you.
I don't have no complaints. I don't got no issues with you. What I need to know is now, what do I need to do better? Like, we have those open communications. The problem is sex is such a taboo conversation between men and women, and that's why a lot of these bitches are sitting around unsatisfied. It makes me sick to my stomach to see a woman say she ain't never had an orgasm in her life. Bitch, how are you living?
Hold up.
That you ain't never had an orgasm.
Hold up. That's what we're going to do. We're going to pause this.
Why?
Because this episode over.
This
one is.
We didn't get to the other topics. Damn. I had topics. Okay, come on. We
gonna do this again.
Sex and
you know what I'm saying? But no, we're gonna bring that up. It's gonna be a part two. It's gonna be a part two.
I was wondering.
Judge is pretty good. I like
topics.
Judges.
That's what I thought. It went right through that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get the topics, man.
I barely taught that fucking episode.
I'm sorry.
This ain't even our podcast.
I'm gonna be quiet the second one. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be quiet the second one.
No, Judge, you was good.
Don't
Judge, you
be
was motherfucking good.
He said
Cause you put all
bitches
facts
need to
out
hear
there.
that shit.
You put all
Nah,
the
that's
facts
like
out there.
He said judge.
Not much to find except the sun in my face, and it feels right. Had gotten used to the silence of the night. The thought of your arms, I'm already safe. Thought I had done it all, but I got some grace.
The Gemini Music Group.
Even a bit of time.